Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Life with Perry Martins, the podcast. My name is Perry Martins. As usual, I am your brother over the internet. And thank you for the support, everybody who has been liking and listening to my podcast. Thank you. I'm guessing that the feedbacks are inspiring me to do more, so thank you. Today, I want to tackle something that has been on my mind to tackle in a while, and as someone who grew up, reading the books of people like John Maxwell, John Mason, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and a couple of other speakers who people might term as motivational speakers and motivational writers. This particular podcast or deliberation today might seem as if I'm biting the fingers that fed me, because I literally grew up on the books of some of these men. But I would want to deliberate on my long-standing feud, with motivational speakers and motivational speaking. My long-standing feud with motivational speakers and motivational speaking. If you are an avid Twitter user, you would notice that every time a motivational speaker says something or does something, you will see some young Nigerians using the words like aspire to inspire to prosper. So once you see that line, aspire to perspire, you just know that they are referring to motivational speakers, and that is their way of showing their distrust or discontentment with the entire motivational speaking profession or sphere, because some of them are people who have paid money to go to one of some of those seminars or buy some of those books, and it ended up not delivering to them any sort of change in their life. When people have that kind of experience where they have a hope, you raise their hopes by your speaking and the things you're saying, and then they go ahead to may buy one of your packages or buy one of those your things you're selling, those virtual products you're selling, and then at the end of the day, it doesn't really give them the results that they are expecting. They have a way of having discontentment, disenchantment. They are angry, they are bitter, and they would probably never patronize any of those virtual, motivational products again. And the truth is, in a place like Nigeria, where there are a lot of poor people, a lot goes on, and things go bad, and then people lose things, and then they start having regrets and all. And as much as the motivational speaking process or the motivational speaking industry or profession or motivational speaking itself is a thing of beauty, in the sense that once in a while in life you will need people to inspire you, to motivate you, to bring you to a place where you can take on challenges, or or be more daring. There is a dilemma, an irony that comes with it, that produces the negative of what the speaker or the practitioner was expecting to get from people. And I think that is the reason why a lot of young people have that negative disposition towards motivational speaking and motivational speakers. I remember in a particular year, a very popular speaker, contested for the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as an aspirant, and you needed to see the negative, even though there was a lot of positive support and comments, but you needed to see the attack from the different opposition camps. He was running with one of the smaller political parties, and the guys in the bigger political parties who were on social media really, really attacked him. I saw all sorts of aspire to inspire quotes, basically just ridiculing and insulting him. Now, he's a fantastic gentleman. I don't want to mention his name to avoid, issues. He's a fantastic gentleman. Unfortunately, I don't know how I'm going to put it, but I have had an encounter with him once. I wrote a book. I don't know if I've told you guys how I wrote a book, how to discover your talent and grow it into a successful business. I wrote a book some years back, and I wanted him to look through my book, to maybe mentor me or, give me an honest opinion or something, and the guy, he told me straight out that, look, I don't think I'll have time for this, nicely told me that he can't do it. And I understood. I just thanked him and walked away, and I think that was the first and the last of our interaction. I don't know how wise that was to be the first and last of our interaction, but basically that was it, right? But my discourse this evening about motivational speaking and generally that space is something I think that speakers who are in that practice should pay attention to. And that is to be able to even know that, to help people even find themselves or discover themselves. Because the reason why, because I've been thinking about it, right? I have had my own share of, attending some of those workshops and seminars, buy some of those products and books, and it's obvious that there is more to succeeding in life than buying the products of motivational speakers, and that is the truth. What you need is not a motivational speaker. What you need is a close mentorship, and I think that is what is missing, because most times people, someone can buy your product and go and implement what is written in your product and succeed. But I have a feeling that probably 80% of the people who will buy those products will not be able to really make it, because people don't even have the patience to read, talk more of practicing what they read. But a hand-guided coaching, and I think that's the reason why in the past couple of years, most of the motivational speakers have graduated from being speakers to being coaches. So they now call themselves life coach, business coach, because I think they have come to understand that just speaking to people, would not give you a good result, because the truth is, for people to come back to you, for you to even continue to be in business, you have to produce results for the people, or the people have to produce results by what you have told them to do. And in order to do that, you have to literally coach them. I think that what has worked in life is mentorship. When you, as a successful person, take somebody under your wings and help them till they make it, till they succeed. And I think that's what's missing. And there's something. I was watching a video of Obi Kubana, a video of him and Daddy Freeze discussing. And Obi Kubana said something that really resonated with me so much. He said that despite the fact that he wants to help people and help them and give them money to start business, that he knows that if you give someone money to start business, or you tell them what to do, that it is the high probability that the first money you gave them will be lost. They are going to spend it on things that were irrelevant or not important. So that he is more interested in teaching you how to fish, not necessarily giving you, but teaching you how to fish. So meaning, he was saying that he likes to bring people in and then consistently teach them and give them and show them with love how to succeed. And I think that is where motivational speakers miss it. It takes more than motivation to get people to succeed in life or to prosper in life. It takes more than that. You have to teach and coach people. But unfortunately, these motivational speakers charge you for the coaching. And maybe you don't even have the money. The truth is this: most of the people who end up benefiting from the motivational speakers and motivational coaches, in quote, are actually people who already have a level of success happening for them. Maybe they already have the business that is running, they just want to take it to the next level. Right? The real people that need the motivation, the young man or young woman on the street who is hustling, struggling, trying to break even, but does not have a mentor, does not have a coach, does not have somebody, and because the motivational speaker himself is also in the business of trying to make money, because it's his business. It's his business. His business is, as long as you're coming back to pay him that monthly subscription for coaching, it's his business. So because it's his business, if you are not coming with money, they will not answer you. They would not answer you. You know, I am doing business and I'm struggling and I want to succeed, and then I come to you and then you tell me I have to pay you 150k or 200k, where my entire income for the month is not probably up to 200k. And then what they will tell me is that, oh, you have to sacrifice it. You know, that's the way you show that you are serious. Hello, really? I mean, I understand the part of sacrifice and investing in yourself. I get it, right? I get it. But put yourself in the shoe of the person you're trying to convince to give that amount of money. It's like what happens in the church where the pastor will tell you, give, and then you take the last money in your pocket and give, and then nothing happens. I've been there, done that. Right? So my long-standing feud or discomfort with motivational speaking, and now rebranded as coaches, is not taking their profession or practicing or passion, in quotes, to the people that really need it, which is all the hundreds of thousands of young Nigerians who just have a dream in their heart and don't have money to pay a coach, but they need someone to guide them. I personally feel that part of the problem that we have, because I believe that we have a dearth in mentorship right now in Nigeria. There's a lack of mentors. There's a lack of, especially for young men, there's a lack of mentors. I've told my story of how I wanted mentors and I couldn't get any. I approached some persons and they told me that they can't. Whatever their reason was, maybe they were too busy. And I wasn't asking you for money, and I already have something that is going for me. I just need to know how to take it to the next level. But unfortunately, there is a lack of mentors. I think I'm going to do a different podcast on the lack of mentorship and why it's a problem. Right? But today, I'm dealing with this thing called motivational speaking. I think that the first thing that should happen is to lead people to discover themselves, to discover who you are. Discover who you are. Because you can be motivating someone who is in another career to do more and become more, and maybe they are not wired for that career. They are not designed for that career. That's not the thing they want to. They are doing it because they didn't have a choice. A lot of us had to, take up several professions or jobs, not because it was really what we wanted to do, but because that was what was putting money on the table at the time. So sometimes it's a struggle for many of the persons who are in that career or in that job, because you want to be a footballer, but you never had the opportunity to be a footballer. You know you can play it, you know you are good at it, but you never had the opportunity because nobody believed in you enough to be able to push you in that space. So guess what? You go and now start doing business, and you are failing miserably in business. I know so many young persons who would have been doing something else. And then imagine that person who is failing miserably in that thing, and then you are now a motivational speaker, and I'm trying to motivate them into something they don't even have passion for in the first place, or they are not even talented in the first place. So that the first thing that should happen in this entire motivational speaking thing is that you should help people discover themselves, which is the reason why I like the entire coaching rebrand now. Which is the reason why I like the entire coaching rebrand, because coach means if the real meaning of coaching is practice, it means that you are helping me to first of all find myself, build myself, and then deploy myself, and then monetize myself or my talent or my gift. So discover, develop, deploy, and then monetize. Discover the giftings, and the truth is, one gift is not what you have. You have a gift that can be manifested in different dimensions and that can be monetized in different ways and means. So one person doesn't have a gift. Part of what I wrote in my book, Discover Your Talent and Go Into a Successful Business, is that there is the dominant gift, and then there's the recessive gifts or talent. Dominant talent and a recessive talent. So the dominant talent is the one that is very profound. The recessive ones are the ones that are also in you that helps that one. So for someone like me, I discovered that I had a strong passion for music. Maybe because my house also was a music house. I tried to do some recording in the studios. I always got a negative feedback. Some were good, but some maybe, and I think maybe probably because I didn't really push it a lot because I didn't have the money to push it. So guess what? I had a passion for journalism. I had an interest in journalism. I had a passion for music. And I started a media company. And then after that, I metamorphosized from being a media person to being a music business person. So I'm still playing within my gifts, just that I'm playing on a different level. So now I am helping other artists do their music, because I have been in the industry. One, I was an instrumentalist for a very long time, so I was a musician for a very long time. So I know the music and I know it through and through. I can listen to music and tell you this is what the market wants to hear. And we've had a level of successes out there, right? So I discovered, first of all, and so imagine if you were trying to motivate me in something else I wasn't interested in. I still remember I went to a particular church, and the pastor, looked at me and in the name of prophesying told me that I was going to work in oil and gas. There and then I knew that, nah, man, that's not me. Oil and gas is a good place to work. The money is good. But nah, that's not me. I just knew there and then that's not me. And guess what? It never happened. Even though I made some effort. I sent out my CV to some oil companies. They never called me. I went to some to do interview. They never called me back. Never called me. So even though motivational speakers have, rebranded themselves to coaches, I still have a problem with you. Someone is trying to get their business off the ground, and they have to pay you to tell them how to do it. If you are a motivational if you're a mentor or a coach and then you're collecting money from it, you shouldn't be in it in the first place. Let serious business people who have succeeded, who have a pedigree, who have a pedigree, or who have a history, a story, who have a line of successful things they have done, let them mentor people. Let not, people, businessmen, people who are trying to use coaching and mentorship as a business. I feel it's wrong. I mean, I might be wrong, but I just feel it's wrong for you to be a mentor and a coach, and then you are charging, and then you are telling me that it's when you pay, it's when I pay you for your time that I understand the value of your time. Hello, what if I don't have the money? I'm a young man trying to start something. I'm a young man trying to start my business, trying to start something, and then I have to now take the small one that I have to give you who has a lot. I mean, I understand the part of giving to successful people as a way of sowing seed, but this one is, I'm paying you for the service. I'm paying you for the service. That's what it means. So I have a problem with that. I don't know if it's only me. I just feel it's not right for you to say that you are a coach and a mentor, and I have to pay you monthly for you to be able to coach me and mentor me. Especially when it comes to young talents, young people who are trying to come up. I don't understand how it works. I don't understand that system. I feel that successful businessmen should come more into the coaching, because they are the people that have something to teach. Not you coming to you that you don't know my business, you don't know how it works, and then you're coming to teach me. I mean, I've had that experience. I remember when I did our Tony Elumelu Foundation. So when my business got into the Tony Elumelu entrepreneurship program, they gave us a mentor. My mentor didn't know jack about my business. He didn't know nothing. The only thing I took from him was how to organize business processes. So if someone wants your service, you send them an invoice. Even that one self, because he was telling me what he was doing in his business had nothing to do with what I was doing. Two different things. I don't want to say too much so that I don't give away his personality. I love him, I respect him, but I don't blame him because he had nothing that to offer me that I needed. I love him, I respect him, but the things I wanted to hear, he didn't have it. The things I needed to know, he didn't know it. He didn't have it. So the mentorship was literally almost useless to me. It was almost useless to me. Immediately the TF program ended. There was no because him too knew that he wasn't the right person to mentor me. So our relationship we just went our ways. Even though many years later we met, and I used his service, but that was it. There was nothing. So I think that successful businessmen and businesswomen should come in and mentor young people, not motivational speakers who have now turned themselves to coaches, and they now come and gaslight. In my mind, as far as I'm concerned, it's gaslighting, where you now talk people and tell them you can do this, you can do that, you can push yourself, you are sleeping 30 hours a day, you are a failure. If you don't, no, it doesn't work like that. If you listen to successful businessmen, and funny enough, most of those coaches, what they are telling me is what they read in books, not what they practice. Because if they were successful business people, they wouldn't even have time to now be collecting money to coach people. And that is the truth. If those motivational speakers were successful businessmen and women, they will not have time to now be collecting money from you to coach you. Because collecting money and coaching is business. I mean, imagine that I was a Femi Otedola or a Dangote or a Mark Zuckerberg, and I want to coach or mentor young people, and then I'm collecting their small money. That's an insult to my personality. Imagine that. I will not be collecting money from you. I mean, it's a different thing if it's consulting. If you come and say that you are a consultant, because maybe you have worked as a consulting, you have worked in business consulting, and then you are that's a different ballgame. But when you say you are a coach or you are a motivational coach, right? And then you're collecting money. I have a problem with that. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. Call yourself consultants. It sounds a lot better, right? So if I'm paying you money, I want to see your pedigree, what you have achieved there. Maybe, because I'm thinking, I know I follow a couple of them, right? And I know what they do. So they want to tell you how you can 10x your revenue, your income, how you can push your business and make more money. There's nothing that they are telling you can't read in a book. The successful business people in the world, who taught them or who showed them? The people that they are reading their book, who taught them and who showed them? Right? I mean, I don't have a problem with them, with people who it's their job to be motivational speakers or business coaches. I love them, I respect them, but I just have a problem with this system, the structure, the way the thing goes. I just have a problem with it. It doesn't just sound right for me. A young person is trying to get their business off the ground. You want to now collect this more money they have to add to what you have, so that you will justify that they have given something or sacrificed something towards their success. So that you now, it's not that you even do this, that you come and now start telling them how they will now do it, and then they will now do, and then you keep pushing them till they, no matter what they do, you still keep pushing and pushing them till they achieve whatever was the goal it was. I mean, thank God that these days it's even coaching. Back in the days, it was motivational speaking. You pay a certain amount, you come to the venue, and then you are like 50 of you. So imagine if you pay 555, you pay 10,000 naira, and there are 50 of you inside the auditorium, and then they come and speak to you for 2-3 hours or maybe 2 hours, and that's the end of it. Everybody goes home. They have collected your money, they have pocketed it. 50,000 naira, 10,000 naira, that's 50 people. Right? Imagine that. That's 500k just for 3 hours to come and sit down and talk and go. It doesn't make sense. I feel it's scam, and I'm guessing that's the reason why a lot of young people have a problem with them and always call them out on social media. Call them aspire to perspire. Nigerians can be very funny. But that is my thought this evening. Thank you for listening to me. If you're a motivational speaker and you listen to this, what I'm sharing with you is the feedback, because me too, I'm a product of those books. I read a lot of those books. The truth is, there's a difference between theory and practical in business. I can say it because I have done business for the past 13 years. Professionally, there's a difference between practical and theory. They are very different, very different. It's when you hit the ground running, you get your hands dirty, that you are improvising in business. So that is my thought this evening. I think I'm going to share more on this, and I'm going to talk about mentorship. That's the next podcast I'm going to do about mentorship. All right, but thank you for listening to me. My name is Perry Martins. Have an amazing day. Please drop your comments. Whatever feedback you want to give, drop it. I would love to read it. Thank you, and have an amazing day. Bye.